Hello there, kia ora. What does $320,000 get you? Well, it would buy you 2,300 stethoscopes or 296,296 bandages. It could hire almost two of the most expensive nurse practitioners out there for a year on full time salaries or four newly graduated nurses. You could pay for a full time GP and 70% of a full time GP. You could buy 52 wheelchairs for MRIs or 64,000 loaves of bread for new mums to have toast after giving birth. You could get 1.5 full-time qualified surgeons for that. Or you could have one commissioner working 3 days a week telling everyone else in the vast complicated health system we have that they need to tighten their belts to the tune of $1.4 billion so landlords can get their tax cuts. That patients in parts of the country will have to learn to live, literally, without doctors overnight or on weekends. That's right, Dr. Lester Levy, the Te Whatu Ora Commissioner brought in to gut our healthcare sector, well, a sector where our medical professionals are screaming out for help and frustration. They're being overstressed, overworked, under-resourced, and gaslit by being told everything is actually fine and they just need to toughen up a little bit. Well, he's only working part-time, just 3 days a week, which is frankly ridiculous. He could be much more efficiently ruthless and destroy the health system far faster if we put in the full effort that we as victims of his cuts expect from our civil servants. A commissioner who was put in from a quote-unquote fiscally responsible government who keep trying to tell us that the health sector is well funded, it just needs discipline, especially in the back room where they're apparently making all the cuts. Now, in his defense, Levy did claim yesterday after a select committee hearing that he's working between 10 and 12 hours a day to fix the problems he claims are in place at Te Whatu Ora on top of a role he has at AUT, which does sound like juggling two jobs is simply too much for him. After all, he didn't even show up to that select committee hearing with the detailed financial reports he was told to bring because apparently that's not his main focus. Which may explain why Te Whatu Ora is usually run by a board who can spread the load and better coordinate the vast, complicated machinery of our health system. But after this government came to power and demanded cuts, again to pay for tax cuts for the landlords and the wealthy, they lost a lot of them who felt it was impossible to both run a healthcare system like ours, which meets the needs of the country, and make cuts on a budget that was increased lower than the rate of inflation. So every time you hear a story about pressures on our hospitals, staff shortages across the sector, or the tragic outcomes of believing you can strip the healthcare system to its bones and expect it to be fine, remember that the person in charge of it all, the person put in by this government, is paid enough to hire 4 new nurses to work full time, which means patients probably are not their highest priority.